You are live. We are live. Whiskey friends, far and wide. You heard it. We're live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tasty Tuesday Happy Hour. I'm Eric, your humble malt muser, beaming the signal from Chicago, Illinois, the second city. Ready for some whiskey chat tonight. We got a couple hours of good stuff coming your way. I am excited for the uncorking on tonight's show, which we will get into momentarily. But first, let's get it started. What y'all got in your glasses tonight? Anybody pick up anything new in the last week or so? Let me know in the chat. Let's get going. I am sipping on a Dalian 10 right now, which is quite nice. It's a great way to start things off. And first in the door tonight, it is Paul, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, saying happy Tasty Tuesday, everyone. Catching up on the replay. Cheers. All right, Paul. Well, looking forward to you checking that out. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about tonight's show. It'll be great to hear from you. Hope all is well with you up in Canada. Following him up is Jupiter, Florida, and it is our friend, Mr. Gerbic, saying hi to Paul and happy Tuesday to everybody. Hello, Tuesday. It is Tuesday, my friend. Great to see you, Gerbic. Atlanta World Series winner in the suburbs. It's IC86. Congratulations, sir. Hope you're enjoying that big Atlanta Braves World Series victory. How are things down in the South? Just down the road from me, outside Moline, Illinois, it's Chris. What's up? Cheers, buddy. Great to have you. Southern California. Repping Los Angeles, the city of angels. It's Cohen. Greetings to Muser and the Malt Mongrels. You got it, man. I like it. We are here. We are in the house. Ready for some whiskey chat tonight. IC86 is Tim Winston. The way y'all feel about the Milwaukee Bucks and basketball is how I feel about the Braves in baseball. World champs, baby. Yeah, man. Congratulations. They, wow. Did not see that coming. Especially with Acuna out. It was, man, they really found a way to do it, man. And they dominated. Dodgers, they beat the Brewers, they beat the Dodgers, they beat the Stros. Good to see some new blood. What is it? The first one since like what, 90, was it 98, 99? Back in the Fred McGriff, David Justice, Glavin Maddox, Smoltz era. I remember that very, very well. Congratulations on that, IC. Ontario, Canada's in the house. It's Peter White. He just picked up a Ben Nevis 23 and it just showed up in the mail. Wow. Congratulations, sir. Good to have you, man. Dram Dude, NoCal, yo. What up, man? Good to see you. Great to have you. Another Northern California. Donner Pass Whiskey at work. We'll watch the replay later. Have fun, everyone. We will, sir. Launch, man. Thank you so much for joining. And there's a package in the mail for you, sir. And I did get a package from you, actually. Thank you for that. I haven't opened it yet. I'll probably do that on a separate live stream. New York. It's Jack, the Pickled Hound. Top of the evening to you, sir. How are you, man? It was 95 was the last Braves championship. Okay. Good to know. Thought it was, I mean, I know they made it a few times, but I think only won once or twice, if I can remember. That was very cool. They were the big team when I was in high school, so I recall watching them. Man, that pitching lineup they had, killer. Peter White, this is true. Yep. Hammer and Hank Aaron and all that. They used to be the Milwaukee Braves. And then the Seattle Pilots back in the day came over to Milwaukee and became the Brewers in the, 70s? Early 70s, late 60s, something like that. Yeah. They won it twice in Atlanta. Okay, gotcha. Cool. Cheers, Peter White. Are you going to crack that Ben Nevis open tonight? I'll be curious to hear about that. We got 10 folks in already, which is awesome. Great to see everybody and the familiar faces poning up to the virtual bar. Let me set things up on what you can expect here on Tasty Tuesday for a little bit of our whiskey streaming tonight. I will mention just a little bit of housekeeping before. I will not be having a show next week, but I will be back the week of the Thanksgiving holiday. So I'll be gone next week, but I will catch you guys then. So we'll make tonight's show a banger, and I got a good whiskey to do it with. Some of y'all may have noticed some of our friends in WhiskeyTube have been posting some reviews over the last couple of weeks of the Bunnahabhain Staoisha, and I am really excited that I was able to get a bottle of that and thought tonight would be a great night for it. Here's what we got. This is a Signatory, part of their unfiltered collection, so independent bottling. Signatory, owned by Springbank. This is the 2014 Bunnahabhain Staoisha heavily peated cask strength. This one in particular, bottled at 59.2% ABV. And I think the thing that is most exciting about this bottle, this was a barrel selected by, not selected for. Now, those words matter. Sometimes you go to a store, you'll see it's they'll be like, oh, this bottle was selected for Total Wine or for Joe's Liquor Depot, whatever. If it says selected by, that means they actually had something to do with it. Jack Rose Dining Saloon. Probably the best whiskey bar in the United States, if not definitely in the conversation. They do incredible picks. I have been lucky enough to have many of them over the years, and that is, they're the ones behind this bottle in particular. Non-chill filtered, as it mentioned, natural color, 59.2, bang, bang, boom. So we're going to get into this. And then at the top of the hour, I'm going to be heading on over to our good friend Telex, the Whiskey Text channel. Telex and I are going to do a show tonight on Glen Grant. We're going to be trying the Glen Grant 12-year-old and also the Glen Grant 18-year-old. I will be on for just about an hour and a half with him, hour 15 minutes before I get a jet. He may go longer. I'm not sure. But I will drop the link in the chat when he is online and ready for action. So let me give you guys a little bit of a background on this one. So as I mentioned, this is a 6-year-old Bunnahabhain, very, very young. Look at that color. Wow. This was selected by Jack Rose Dining Saloon, so I have high hopes for this, as they are, as I mentioned, one of the best whiskey bars. They do incredible barrel picks. The place itself is out of Washington, D.C. If you are ever in the area, do yourself a favor and go there. Bring a couple $100. It'll be worth it. They have just unbelievable whiskeys. So yeah, as I mentioned, cask strength. This is the Staoisha. This is distilled 2014. This was bottled 2021. It's matured in a Dechar Rechar Hogshead. No chill filtration, natural color, 59.2%. Boom, boom, boom. This is bottle 18 out of 287. There you go. So that's the tail of the tape here. This is a very young cask strength Bunnahabhain. Speaking of cask strength Bunnahabhains, I don't know if you all have heard, but coming up very soon, they are releasing a 12-year-old cask strength Bunnahabhain. It should be in the U.S. market, I believe, in November. So that should be pretty damn cool. But in the meantime, we're going to try out a 6-year-old cask strength. I got this, very luckily from a shop that could ship here from the D.C. area, Potomac, and they still have a few of these. So if this is as good as I'm expecting it to be, I might have to order another one. And as I mentioned, this is from the Signatory independent bottlers. They're owned by Springbank. I'm going to get this in the glass. I'm going to let this chill for just a little bit, get some oxygen. I love these Signatory bottlings. They usually do not lead me astray. I think they're one of the better independent bottlers out there that is easy to get your hands on, at least these days. All right, let me get back into the chat. Package made my way to my house yesterday. Working away from home, so open it tomorrow. Oh, great. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, there's some good stuff in there for you, sir. Thank you again for the Patreon support. Those are your raffle wins, so you'll enjoy those. Braves should have won at least 3 in the 90s. Yeah, they definitely should have. Hey, beaming his signal from across the pond over in England. It's our good friend Alan. What up, Alan? How are you, man? It's been a while. Hopefully y'all are subscribed to his channel by now, but if not, just take a second and do it. He's got great stuff. Peter White, I don't know, especially 96. Jam, dude, I have a bottle from a sister cask, exact same distilled and bottle dates. Oh, cool. Okay, so you've got your hand on the Staoisha too. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm really, really interested. I've had a heavily peated Bunnahabhain before. It was a non-age statement 50%er called the Krokvana, and it's a travel exclusive. It's pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I was actually pretty impressed. It was the peatiest Bunnahabhain I've ever had, but I can tell already this one's going to probably rival that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they were amazing. Cohen says Starward cask strength store pick French cask red wine 3-year-old store at over at Mission. Damn. Yeah, well, those Star Words, I'm starting to see a lot of those. At my home user whiskey, that Buna got released here on Friday, sold out in hours, fellas. 75 pounds. Okay, yeah, that's about right. This was $100 here. Canadian Rockies, 21-year-old. Nice. Right? Yeah, how's the New Glen Scotia? All right. Also have a sister cask that was bottled 2 years earlier, so it's only 4-year-old, but phenomenal. Okay, that's good to know. I saw that a couple folks were talking about 4-year-old Stoisha releases. So yeah, this is my first one. I'm hoping, I have high hopes, and considering who picked or selected this barrel, I should not be led astray. And I do love me some Buna. So excellent. Is that do you know what year? Is it the new one? I've not had the new one. The last one I actually had was the 2019, which I thought was exceptional. I did not get my hands on the 2020, but I have been hunting the 2021. May have to grab that one of these days. Peter White, heard good things about those Starward cast strength picks. My buddy in New York grabbed one and said it was excellent for the money. That's awesome to know. I should grab one of those. I really should. I've seen a couple of them around Chicago. Okay. Let me finish this Daluin up a little bit. Okay. So if you just joined, Signatory Vintage, Bunnahabhain Staoisha, heavily peated. This is a 6-year-old, selected by Jack Rose Dining Saloon out of Washington, D.C., 59.2%. Dechar, Rechar Hogsheads, which I'm just going to assume is sherry. I'm not and this is actually good. Cohen or Dram Dude, do you have, or anybody else in the chat for that matter, what do you know about when it says Dechar, Rechar? I mean, I understand what a recharred hogshead is, but Dechar? Does that mean that they basically scraped it and then recharred it again? That's what I'm assuming it means. But let me know if I'm wrong on that. So here we go. This is the bottle. I am guessing this has got to have sherry in it. I'm thinking this is a sherry hogshead. It does not say. Here's what it looks like in the glass. And again, you're starting to see these around the United States. Various places are selecting barrels of this stuff. It seems like that's kind of the way they're going with these Stoishas. But here we go. 6 years old on the nose. Ooh. Meaty. Very, very like a steak. Heavy peat, as they weren't lying about that. This is definitely, I think, a sherry cask. Even at 59.2, though, I can put my nose almost all the way in it. Roasted nuts, like bursting out. I mean, peanut, almond. Wow. Wow, that's really, really nice. Heavy kind of syrupy fruit. It's almost like a fruit cup, like those Del Monte fruit cups. And I don't mean that in a bad way. The peat is heavy. It is intense. The smoke is there too. It has some of that characteristic Bunnahabhain kind of mustiness, which I really, really like. To me, it always smells like an old walking into an old used bookstore. Yeah, heavy peat. You can tell this is a heavy whiskey. You can just tell by the nose. There's a lot of depth here. This is not just like a peat and peat only. Woo-wee. Apples. Sweet, spice, smoke. That's what you're getting here. It smells fantastic. Here we go. Salute, y'all. Happy Tasty Tuesday. Oh, wow. Wow. Get that first sip out of the way. Oily, like heavier than you'd expect for a 6-year-old whiskey. It's pretty rich. You get about 3 or 4 seconds in of like caramel, some kind of medium fruits, golden apple, honey, roasted nuts, and then you are just nailed in the face with a heavy dose of peat. It's effervescent, but it's damp and dank. It's a lot of oak, chocolate notes, rich and intense. Sits around for a while. You go into a long finish. There's a nice ash, kind of characteristic ashy note. This is not like your Lafroig type peat. If I was going to compare this is more like Lagavulin in terms of the way the peat smoke kind of hits you. Much more just smoky, not maritime, but like damp. Chocolatey. Red fruits, be like overripe kind of pear, apples, like a red apple, not green apple. It's not tart. I'm going for another sip here. Yeah, this is a heavy hitter, y'all. It's really good. It's really, really good. I'm gonna have interest. I've already got some things to say about this. Wow. God, the caramel, the toffee, there's butterscotch. Again, the roasted nuts, very characteristic Bunnahabhain there. It has a bit of that mustiness. All right, this is awesome. This is a winter warmer if there ever was one. Let me drop some water on this. It's 59.2. I'm going to bring this down. I mean, I'm going to put like 5 drops on. You know, what I will say so far, the casks and the peat really are masking the youth of this whiskey. You don't get any of that kind of, I always characterize it as kind of like a concrete note, kind of like a minerality that you get out of really young whiskeys. You're not getting that here at all. And I think it's a testament, again, the casks and quite frankly, the amount of peat that I'm getting on this. I mean, this thing hits like a Lafroig 10 cask strength Octomore in terms of how much I can taste. Again, we can get into ppms and all that stuff, but here we go with some water. It's just sweet. Nice golden fruit, caramel, confectionery almost. Smells rich. It's still punching really hard. Ash, soot. Vanillas now. Ooh. Not a huge difference on the nose with the water. I'm sure if I brought it down further, there would be, but all right, here we go with water. Water extends that development before the peat hits. It's not bringing out anything new. It just drags it out a couple more seconds, which I'm literally enjoying. You get a bit more of a mouth coat. Wow. That is intense. You know, the youth of the whiskey's playing a role here in the peat, like in how intense this is, because you can tell I'm starting to get more cask, like wood, like fresh cut wood, fresh cut oak. But they've married it's just marrying so well together that the peat and the cask are really kind of, you know, a 6-year-old single malt. Usually you're going to be able to notice it. This, you wouldn't really know. It's still got a medium long finish, getting a little more mint now. This is impressive, but this is a punchy whiskey for sure. Woo-wee. I'm going to let that sit a little bit and get back into it. Let me catch up on the chat here. As I see, we've got some folks chatting. James Chang's in the house. What's up, man? Great to see you, James. Dramdy says he loves the Buna. 38 bottles. I'm with you on that. I don't have 38, but I love me some Buna. Similar as the STR. Okay, so they shave. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Good to know. Yes, it is. Boyataku. Yeah, I hear you. They scored pretty low on the WB. Oh, whiskey base. Yeah, definitely. Usually call it shaved cask and not Dechar. It's weird living. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. And Malt Muser. Eric, I battled this one with the Octomore fella. It's a big one. Yeah. I mean, it's right there. I can totally see this. I could do it. Yeah, you could totally see a comparison with an Octo on this. No doubt about it. Red wine barrique. Spell check. Okay. 60 hertz. Interesting. I have a 7-year-old Signatory vintage Staoisha Dechar Rechar hog, but it's only 49% or 46. Interesting. Huh. You know, a lot of the ones in this range are the 46. I don't know if this is just because of who selected it, but a lot of these ones that I saw, at least from the 2014 release, or the 2014 distillate, seem to be cask strength. I mean, this is nearly 60% on this one. Excellent. Those are going to be awesome. Yeah, oily for sure, man. By the way, I love your Ninja Gaiden avatar, man. What's up, Ryu? Jam Dude's got some Port Charlotte 10 right now. Rad. All right, I got to go in for one more of this. And I'll share some thoughts, and then, y'all can roll with me on it or not. No. I like Aaron 10, but Kilkerran 12 is better. It's almost the same price. I love that game. So hard, though. I could go on for hours about that fucking game. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, that last sip was the best sip yet. Okay. Bunnahabhain Staoisha, 6-year-old, 59.2%. Again, this is a Jack Rose Darning Saloon pick out of Washington, D.C. So the first thing here, again, is the cask quality. The cask quality and the level of peat, I think, are done just right here. That it definitely removes, or at least distorts, any of you noticing and picking out the youthful nature of this whiskey. That said, it's a punchy as hell, heavily peated Islay single malt. I feel like this whiskey is a little bit less of a complex version than what you would get out of like a Lafroig 10 cask strength. Now, I know that's all ex-bourbon. But in terms of the intensity, we're talking about the intensity here, it's right there. I saw Alan, the whiskey friend, said that he was comparing this to an Octomore. I could totally see that. The thing that I would imagine is different is with the Octomore, you're getting much more of that barley. You're getting more of that barley note. You know, like the Bunnahabhain or the Bruichladdich stuff. It's just the unmistakable barley grain note that comes forward on those, which I think is what you would get more than out of this. This is much more cask forward, but punchiness wise, it's the same. And again, this is, I don't know how much the ppms are, but I'm not convinced. I've had whiskeys that I think are much punchier than Octomore, and Octomore is way higher in ppms, and that's just because you can't really detect it after a certain level. $100 on this. I'm going to be interested to see where it goes, but it's rad. It's good whiskey for sure. Value wise is it's tight. I mean, it's like, would you throw down $100 for a 6-year-old whiskey from Jack Rose? Yes. I maybe would have been more hesitant if it was from somewhere else. It's just because I'm familiar with their stuff to some degree. This is really good. You know, if I was going to give it the prelim score, this is that, 4-ish range, 3.75, 4 range. Tasty stuff. I'm going to be really excited to see where this goes. It's going to sit in the bottle for a little bit, get some oxygen. We'll see what happens, man. And what else is going on? 2 wheels down, just here to fill the chat with some BD. What's up, man? Thank you, man. I appreciate the super chat, brother. How are you? How things going in Montreal, man? Folks who are interested in motorcycle chat and just general swaminess, make sure you subscribe to 2 Wheels Down, man. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you. The public at the OSWA Rewards that chose Kilkerran 12, the panel was out of their minds, and the public choices were much better. I didn't watch it. It was my birthday on Saturday, so I didn't get to see it. I should watch the playback. 60 hertz. I've got the heavily peated Buna new make spirit, and my 7-year-old has a little cask influence. Yeah, for sure. Is it intense as your strawberries? Oh man, dude. So, well, this is like a sweet tobacco one. If I'm being, I know you're being funny, but I do have one called Andromeda, which is like some weird blueberry fucking whatever. It's not really all that good. It's good to see you, Swami, man. Hope you're doing well. And again, y'all, if you're into motorcycle stuff, Swami's got his own thing going on with talking about bikes and all that stuff. Check out 2 Wheels Down. I mean, you can, I don't know what it's like over in the state or in the UK, but you can get the Kilkerran 12 almost anywhere, especially online. I'm not hating on the Aaron 12. I'm just saying, like, it is what it is. Oh, don't subscribe to him. Unsubscribe. You're funny, dude. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah, I would have only bought it because it was Jack Rose. Yeah, I wonder, man. The cask strength versus the 46%. Indeed. Definitely. People saying hi to Swami. Brad. Yeah, this is good. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I mean, it's definitely better than the Krogvana, which was I think that was the heavily peated, the only other heavily peated whiskey I ever had from Buna. Oh, damn. This is a peat monster for sure. This, you know what? It's for shits and giggles. I'm going to actually try to bring this down even further. I'm put another 5 drops on. So this is like maybe 3 teaspoons of water. Really want to see if I can break through that heavy peat and see if there's we can pick up any of the youth in this. Man, it's still just smoldering. Yeah. Here's that bottle again. Pretty good. Probably, yeah. I think, prelim score, I'll probably do a full thing, but if I was just going to like randomly 3.75, it ain't a world beater. I mean, ultimately, it's not Lefroy 10 cask strength in terms, it doesn't bring the complexity, but it's good. I mean, what can you do with 6 years? A lot. Definitely a lot. And the Octomore line proves that. Whiskey Nose is in the house. What's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, cheers, man. Appreciate that. Gary, Northern California, what's up? He says, how's Chicago? You joined a gang yet? You watch way too much Fox News, dude. Chicago's great. You should come down and hang out. I know you Canadians are probably a little bit afraid. Not all of you, but you might be. There's the Latino Chicago Bike Club is just on the street, man. I'm sure they'd love to meet you. It is. Yep. Jack Rose Dining Saloon select 6-year-old. Selected by, not selected for. Not a single channel voted for Kilkerran 12 as it is not available all year, fellow. Yeah, okay. Let's talk about these whiskey awards or whatever. I didn't watch much of it. What are the top lines? Give me the top lines. You have been. Awesome, man. Okay. Good to know. One that you can get every day, 12 cask strength. It's not even a question for me. I like the 15, but it varies too much. The 12 cask strength is, I think, your best bet for the money. I buy those with confidence. You know, they're either great or they're really good. I've never had a bad one. Oh shit, really? Where are you going? Dude, let me know. I'm from there. I go up there all the time. Let me know where you're going to go. You just got the K&L version. All right, Gary, you got to keep me posted on what you think of that. Is it a 6-year also? Okay, yeah, he says it is. Cool. Right on. Yeah, man, 12 cask strength, dude. The awards put you to sleep in 5 minutes. Yeah, I haven't watched the playback. I'm not trying to hate on it. I'm just not sure what the goal was. I mean, I get it, right? It's like fun and all that. That's cool. I don't know if it's like a way to try to show some influence and try to give a message to distillers about like, yeah. We like non-chill filtered natural color whiskey or whatever. I don't know. But what does anybody know? I don't want to make y'all type all this bullshit out, but what were some of the winners? I couldn't bother listening to Human Cute talk about. I think I'm gonna just venture a guess on who you're talking about, Swami. Fair enough. 35-pound limit. Huh. As they should. I mean, as they should. That makes sense. All right. I have no idea what to follow this up with, but I will mention top of the hour. I'll drop the link in the chat. I'm going to hang out with Telex, the whiskey tech. I will not be on next week, just so everybody knows. But Telex and I are going to get together again tonight. We're going to do Glen Grant 12 and Glen Grant 18. So it should be interesting, hopefully. In the meantime, when I was over in Paris, I got, as I mentioned last week, I did a bunch of whiskey tasting I did a whiskey tasting with Greg's Whiskey Guide over at his place. And he sent me home with 4 different whiskeys. And one of them is a Springbank. So why don't we do that? This was a hell of a Springbank too. This is a 9-year-old. This is a Barolo 54.7%. So since this was the people's choice, as you guys mentioned, I'll crack this open. I'm going to put this in a fresh glass though, because that Staoisha is going to be. Whew. I'm going to be curious how many times I go back to this. I think this is going to need a little bit of time, but wish it was a little cheaper. This was one of the top picks. I was so lucky. I got to have a Port Ellen 1979. I had a Buna from 68. Greg's Whiskey Guide really had a bunch of good stuff to share. So if you guys aren't subbed to his channel, do check it out. J.A. Mitchell won the overall winner from the people. Sorry, Aaron. Aaron 10, best entry level and also best Scotch single malt. Best Scotch single malt within a price range? I've never even had the Aaron 10. Did not listen to all the show, but I know that Springbank is king. Just show me where I can buy one reasonable price. Yeah, real talk. Talking about the albino marketer. Overrated compared to what? I mean, there are other good ones, but I mean, fuck, dude. Springbank 12 the 12 cask strength is just amazing. I think the biggest issue right now with them, especially here in the States, is that the prices just got crazy. It's like $100 for a bottle of Springbank 10 now, which is absolutely insane. It's good. I like it. It's going to be fun to see where this goes. It's punchy. I think the casks are really good quality on this specific pick. That combined with the heavy peat really, masks the youth of the whiskey. Totally good. Prelim's like 3.75. Maybe it'll get a 4. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I'm going to let this thing oxidize a little bit before I do a full review of it, because honestly, it's a monster for sure. No, Eric, the best Scotch single malt, no price limit. Aaron 10? Whoa, oh, fuck. Really? Do I got to go buy an Aaron 10? I'll show you this Aaron that I got in Paris, just because I'm going to open this up. I don't know if any of y'all have ever had any of these before. So I got this private cask. This was selected by La Maison du Whisky. It's an 11-year-old, 56.3% full sherry. That's the only Aaron I've bought all year. I like their stuff, but come on, Aaron 10, the best whiskey of the year? Or the best whiskey? It's interesting. I mean, but then again, the people who voted in that are definitely the people who, I mean, probably a majority of them are whiskey heads. It's interesting to know. Overrated for the price. Well, I mean, you're like me, Swami, man. Like, the price matters. I agree with you on that. I think there are some. So one of the distilleries that I would say is like not a poor man's, but a thrifty man's Springbank is Ben Romick. Glen Scotia is also in there. Those are two that I think kind of fall right in there. We'll open mine. Yeah, do it. I'm Gary. You gotta let me know what you think about that. I only drink rum and beer these days. Nothing wrong with that. I actually recently just got another. Thanks to you. You're the one who turned me on to it, by the way. I got another one of those single cask. Those single cask plantations, which I just fucking love. This one, I got one of the Panamanian ones or something like that. It's really good. Ralphie, whiskey there. Rob, popping in to say hi. I have an Aaron private cask 14 bourbon as well sherry. Rob, man, it's great to see you, dude. It's been a long time. How are you, buddy? Good to have you in the house. Knob. Yeah, that'll hold up well in a whiskey sour. 50% ABV. Definitely. $100 Farkless 105, he says. Woo-wee. I hate Glenfarclas, but that's just me. I've not had the 105, in fairness. Interesting. We've got a lot of opinions about this. I had Aaron 14 Pinot Noir. Aaron 18 Sherry. Yeah. I have an Aaron 21 back there, which is like one of their new releases, which I liked a lot. At first, you're kind of thrown off by it, and then all of a sudden it just kills on the finish. Really shines through on the finish. Knob Creek picks are fucking amazing. I have some 15-year-old single barrel Knob Creeks from store picks that were $45, $50. It's one of the best values in bourbon, and it's not even a joke. Not even close, in my opinion. People talking about the 105. All right. So here we got a Springer. This is a 9-year-old Barolo. This is from Greg's Whiskey Guide. Fuck, I don't even remember. Oh, the Gaja Barolo, whatever that means. Whatever. They have a 22-year-old 105. Come on, man. Really? I'm going to show you the most disappointing Glenfarclas. Besides every Glenfarclas I've had, this one was the one that disappointed me the most. This is a 21-year-old Glenfarclas. It's 54.2%. This was selected by Whiskey Exchange. I don't know, man. It just, all of their stuff seems so languid compared to other ones. And I know, I'm not saying it needs to be a sherry bomb, but it just misses. And it seems like everything else you need to get from them in order to get the quality stuff is super expensive. Jesus Christ. I don't even know that. Yeah, that's what this is. I'm about to jump in right now. The nose is amazing. It's just full of tropical fruit. Agreed. Agreed. Totally. I bought one Booker's when I moved here to I moved here in May, and I bought a Booker's release. I hadn't had a Booker's in years. It's good, but yeah, they're way too overpriced. No, that's not it. That is definitely not it. Did you quit vaping or something, bro? What's up with that? Oh, there's so much fresh fruit in this, man. It's killer. This is awesome. This is one of the best spring banks I've had. Full range of complexity. There's savory notes. Classic spring bank funk. You get 2 or 3 like waves of flavor while it's going into the finish. Milk chocolate, dark chocolate. Killer. See, people know what is best. People's choices were better than the reviewers' choices. You quit at the start of the pandemic. Okay, Alan's heading off to bed, man. Good to see you, brother. Cheers. 185? Fuck is that? Jesus, dude. I don't know, man. They're one of those distillers. Honestly, the best Glenfarclas I've had is the Glenfarclas 15. And I've had the 25. I've had this 21-year-old cask strength. I've had, obviously, the 10 and the 12. I find their stuff to be kind of boring. They remind me of Aberlour in certain ways. They're better than Aberlour. I'll give them that, other than the Abuna. But the Aberlour releases always just show up so light and weak. I think I compared the Aberlour 16 to Rosé. It's just, I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not going to tell people how to feel about it, but Glenfarclas is not one of my favorites, nor is Aberlour. Springbank, however, if only I could afford, or the prices would come down. I mean, God, there's this nice honey note at the end of this. Killer. Super decent, man. I got mad respect for what they do. What are you going to do? Maybe. The people have spoken, man. Who am I to judge? I'm just a guy with a bunch of whiskey, man. What do I know? Apparently the people know. Aaron 10. So that's what I got to go buy. Aaron 10. How much is a bottle of Aaron 10 anyways? Let's take a quick look around. Estados Unidos. Aaron 10. Here we go. 55, 60 bucks. What is it all? Ex-bourbon cask, 43% or 46% probably, knowing Aaron. Really? That's what won. That's so interesting. I'm going to have to check that out. Anyways, I don't know. Is it going to be a thing again next year? I know it was like a collab. It was Aquavite and Ralphie. I don't know who else was involved, but I don't know. See, that I believe. Yeah, I mean, pour me a 1968, probably anything, and I'll be impressed. I agree with you. 35 year. Gary, when you buy me a plane ticket out to the Bay, man, what's up? Wow. I'll tell you, I over the weekend was sipping more of that 21-year-old Ben Nevis that I have, which is like the whiskey base archives pick. That was really good. That might be one I'm going to throw in the next raffle for folks, because I think people got to get a taste of that, man. They're telling the truth. Aaron 10, 14, 18 are absolutely stellar and all well priced, almost a steal. Fair. I've not had the Aaron 10. I can't speak to it. I'm just surprised. Is it better than the Glencadam 10? And it's better than the Kilkerran 12? If we're talking about the price range, not just age. Interesting. Man, I'm surprised. I should have strategically put up a Aaron 10 review this week. You know how that's, I got to capitalize or whatever. I don't have one, unfortunately. Got it. Aaron 10 was the reviewer's pick. The people chose Springbank 12 cask strength. Okay. The prices went up on those Springbank. So, I remember when I first got into Scotch, the Springbank 12 cask strength were $90. Now they're like 110, 115. Still worth it. I'd even pay 120 for one. They're that good. The quality level on those is stellar. They're going to hit their limit. The 18 is way overpriced. I think the 12 cask strength is probably better. The 15 is hit or miss. It is what it is. But Andrew Page is in the house. My man, dude. Thank you. 40 for my 40th, man. Brother, you are too damn kind. Saturday was awesome. Let me show you what I got. Here's what I got. My brother got me this. And I was sipping on this among other things. Old Forester Birthday Bourbon, 2021. It's great. It's great. I've never had one before, but it was fantastic. Sipped a good amount of that among a bunch of other things with a bunch of good whiskey people, man. It was great. Thank you so much, man. That's very generous. I really appreciate that, Andrew Page, helping me kick off my 40th year in style. Great to be here with everybody. But, man, slouch, man. Agreed. But those are getting pricey, too. Anybody had the 2021? Aaron 14 was a steal. I don't know if I ever saw the Aaron 14. Truth. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree. I think 130 is pushing it, but it's still, with the prices of everything else going up, it's not that it was just Springbank. I feel like, I don't necessarily want to do that. I'll hunt for it and try to find it at like 115, 120. But, man, they're still just so damn good. The only problem with the Springbank 12 cask strength, if I was going to have any critique, is that it's not a relaxing whiskey. Like, you sit down with it, it's going to grab your attention. You're sitting there thinking about it. You can't just it ain't like a Glengoyne 12 where you just pour it and you're sipping it and enjoying it. It's not a big deal. That stuff, man, your attention is so moved around by the whiskey. That's maybe the only thing I could say negative about it. Dude, yeah, I don't know where he got that. But I was very humbled by it. It's very good. I love Old Forester, specifically the Whiskey Row series from them. They're fantastic, fantastic bourbons. Yeah. Is it burning a hole in your bar? Yeah, definitely inflation. Yep. Paige, brother. Halloween Kills. I'm a horror fan. First and foremost, I am. Halloween Kills is really, really bad. It's not as bad as, if you're a Halloween series fan, it ain't as bad as Resurrection. It's not as bad as Halloween 6 or Halloween 5. But it's really bad. It sacrifices, there's no character development at all. There's no story arc. It's literally the dialogue and the writing sounds like everything was written to be in a trailer. They really dropped the ball. I could go into this for a while, but yeah, they really, really dropped the ball. What can you say? This is what it is. If you're into the series and you saw the two, you want to follow it, go see it, just so you can be as what was that? But yeah, it's not great, man. But yeah, back to your question, man. I had a great 40th birthday on Saturday. I had some friends over. We had whiskey. My brother brought me the fucking birthday bourbon, which was just absolute killer. We were pouring that. We were pouring some other things. We went out, hit up a couple of bars here in Chicago. We went to Pequod's, had an amazing Chicago deep dish pizza. Saw some people that I hadn't seen in years. It was fantastic. Stayed up way too late. Let me tell you, the 2-day hangover is a real thing. I hadn't had a drink since then. This is my first drink since then. It was rough. But a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. So I appreciate you asking. Thank you, man. Yep. Good to know. 12 cast strength, 125 in Atlanta. Yeah. I'd probably still buy it. That pushes my limit on that, but I'd probably still buy it. If it's just, again, that's the thing. Like, you buy it if you're kind of like many of us, where you just want to sit down and really pick it apart and explore it. If it's like you just want an everyday sipper, something like a little more relaxing, that is not the whiskey for you, because there's just way too much happening. It's gonna demand your attention so much. Whiskey Friend says the latest 12 cast strength is 100% bourbon this time. Good. I'll be interested to try it. I have that one that they did, I think it was last year, where it's port. It was like 4. It was like bourbon, port, Oloroso, and I don't know if it's PX or something else. Oh, it was Burgundy. That one was interesting. I don't think it was like the best one I've had, but it was interesting. Yeah, he's right. Dude, you're killing us, Gary. Dude. Alan's hanging, man. Oh. So, this Gaja Barolo Springbank 9, though, man. This is absolutely killer. Andrew Page just got the Springbank 10 cast strength 13. Yeah! From Saratoga. Oh, yeah. Along with the PX cast strength Indy Ardmore. And a Douglas Lang Peterman. Which should I have in it? Oh, you got to go with Carchus. Go Carchus. I mean, honestly, I'd say open both of the Lefroy's, but I go Carchus. The new Springbank 10 cast strength is good. So far, it hasn't been blowing my mind, but I'm really curious to hear people think about the Carchus. I quite like it. I think it's the best thing they've put out since the Fino in terms of the Carchus line. And I thought it was better than the 10-year-old Cherry Oak. And I don't remember if you mentioned you had that one or not, but pour it, man. Go Carchus. You can't go wrong. I'm going to be really curious to hear what you say about that one. Yeah, no way. $90 is cheap. It's $100. It's $100 around here. It's crazy. Alan's got a lot of he's just sucking Aaron 10 in bed, dude. You got a sippy cup? You're just laying there hammering it out, or what's up, man? That's great. Oh man, I wish I could get a bottle of this. There's this honey note in here that is just killing it. Is that true? Really? Oh, they're gonna, man. I hope that they expand the yield then. Shit, really? I haven't had the last one I bought was the first 2021, which was that 4 maturation. I haven't had one since then. I got a couple back there somewhere, but okay. Let me ask you this. I'm going to throw this out there for the Aaron 10 lovers. Now, I know this one's a little bit more money, but if we're talking about a 10-year-old whiskey, Aaron 10 over the Hazelburn 10? That I have a hard time believing. But was it by price or was it by age? I guess that's what I want to know. I haven't watched it yet. So if it was by age, I don't know, man. Even Glencadam 10, I feel like could go to war with Aaron 10 probably. And I'm not hating on Aaron. I'm just saying. But Hazelburn 10 is amazing. Oh, I'm good. I'm glad you got a bottle, man. This stuff is freaking awesome. Yes. 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 Not even close. You think the Aaron 10 isn't even close to the Hazelburn 10? Really? What am I missing here, man? Do I need to go buy? All right, I'm going to go buy a bottle of it this week. Aaron 10? Like, I believe it's good, but that good? I just gotta take a take a look at something real quick. Aaron 10. Oh yeah, I see Ralphie's got a review. What does Malt Review got? What does Scotch Noob say? Let's take a look at what Scotch Noob has to say. Scotch Noob verdict on the Aaron 10. Oh, it was the old Aaron 10. It was just recommended. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. All right, y'all. It's as good as Springbank 10, he says. Okay. All right, y'all sold me. I'll go grab a bottle. We'll check it out. I'm just surprised. What about the Glencadam 10? Has anybody got opinions on the Glencadam 10 over this? All right, we're about to hit that top of the hour, y'all, and we're going to be doing some Glen Grant over with Telex. So let me just double check and see if he's got his link up yet. You just peeped this out. Aaron 10, huh? Okay, I'll grab it. I mean, I believe it. I like Aaron a lot. I bought a private cask of it. I'm into it. But, I just didn't quite expect that the Aaron 10 was going to be the whiskey that blew everybody's nips off. Didn't quite All right. 48 in SoCal, he says. That's a great price. I'm willing to pay that. Why wouldn't? Yeah, that sounds good. Slaughtered the Glencadam 10, even in the people's vote. All right. I believe y'all. I'm going to check it out. What about the Glenallachie 10 cask strength? This is fun. Okay. I didn't know. Now I do. I want to give a shout out again to Swami and Andrew Page for the super chats, man. I really appreciate that. It was very cool. Great way to kick off my first week as a 40-year-old. So that's awesome. Super appreciate it. And here is the link for folks. Alex and I are going to be going live in just a couple minutes. We are going to be doing Glen Grant 12 and Glen Grant 18. If you're into such things, we will be chatting about those. So I hope everybody can join. And if you've never had them before, it's a great time to learn about some 2 new whiskeys. He says it beat the Glenallachie 10. No, there's no way that can beat the Glenallachie 10. That's crazy. Okay. Alan, you and others, you got me convinced. I got to go find a bottle. I probably would have bought one eventually. I like Aaron, but wow. At Rob Clomshire. I also like the 12. The 16 is definitely a big upgrade. Says Andrew Page. Cool. Awesome, man. I'm glad everybody could hang out for this Staoisha. This was a lot of fun. I'm going to be really curious to see where this goes. I'll definitely pop a review of this in probably the coming. This is going to probably be at least a month because I feel like this one's going to have to sit for a little bit of time to get its bearings. But here again is that link. We're going to be heading on over to Telex the Whiskey Tech's channel. We're going to be talking Glen Grant 12, Glen Grant 18. As I mentioned, I will not be on next week for the Tuesday live, but I will be the week of Thanksgiving holidays. So I hope to see everybody then if you're able to join. And with that, I'm going to sign off and get ready for the Telex and Malt show. I hope to see everybody over there. Again, shout outs to Swami and Andrew Page for the generous super chats, man. Appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. Much love. And I'll see you guys over in a couple minutes with Telex and Whiskey Tech, man. Be well. Peace.